how could the federal government improve its screening for high-level appointments?
You know, that is something that I've been disappointed in, absolutely. I think that they obviously need to do a little bit more fact-checking and have perhaps more people involved from different types of government and the public, I think, in making those decisions.
I'm sorry, somebody should have said something much earlier. Everybody's had that really bad boss that they just don't want to deal with. Speak up. We're in a society where you can speak up. Do it.
They need to go back to the beginning. They need to do an investigation. What is wrong with the system now? And do it properly and do it methodically and figure out how they can improve it. Without just haphazardly saying, oh, we should do this, we should do that. Let's actually figure out what we really need to do.
By changing the Prime Minister.
What else?
Well, he's been in the heart of many of the scandals that he's just skated through, which I think is terrible. And I think I think more than just the Prime Minister ought to be involved in selecting the Governor General, and there should be a vetting process more like the U.S.
They should.
Yeah.
I that one baffles my mind, how you could have a history of similar behavior and it not being vetted in the due diligence process. So yeah, weird. I think they should do more.
I know for the defense staff, a lot of it are like sexual misconduct allegations that have been brought up against them. I think something that needs to be done is, what they continue to do is encourage women to speak out that are part of the military so that hopefully these allegations come forward before they're in a position of so much power.
I think that what's come out in the last year, especially with all the media coverage, is that people are being held accountable for their behavior and the decisions that they make in life. And sometimes it takes some information to come to light, but it doesn't mean that the government, maybe they didn't know at the time about that information. So if they'd done a better screening and a better vetting process, maybe they could have exposed some things earlier, for sure.
I definitely think that everything can be better than it is right now, for sure. Screening can definitely be improved. With Julie Payette, I just don't know what makes an astronaut really qualified for the role that she took on, and maybe that's me. I'm not as informed in the screening process and what qualifications they have to be able to take on a role like that. But it's, I think it definitely can be improved. I think if some of it has to do with transparency, maybe they need to get more similar to what you're doing right now, getting more public opinion on what that process should look like. And so I don't know enough about the process to say unbiasedly what it should be, but I think things can always be better. And somewhere else, someone's always doing something better. So yeah, why not?
The Payette thing to me was something that never should have happened. Surely before she was appointed, there would have been some indication of her temperament or her lack of judgment in some situations, if indeed those are all true allegations. I don't know. But yes, I do think there should be some very serious investigation into the vetting process.
I think in any sort of role where it's somebody's choice to choose, there's always going to be some sort of who you know is going to work in your favor. If you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, is going to come into play a little bit. But yeah, I guess if there was some sort of outlined process that's public knowledge on how people get appointed, and there needs to be a certain criteria, like they all have to submit their resumes for the job and not just getting appointed because they're somebody's friend.
It definitely seems so, yes. I think too much of it is based on networking, who you know, and not enough of asking the common people, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Well, have a more robust committee looking at who the potential hire is and not just rushing through based on first thought of, whatever their political reputation is or what could be good for whatever party is in power, but actually taking the time to be thorough about it and, make the right decision for everyone.
I don't know. I think before you assume a position like that, of such high authority, you just need to come out and air out the things that you've done, because, these things can't come as a surprise, because people are going to find these things out. I don't think you can really bank on any screening process being 100% effective. So people just need to, people who are applying for or in line for these high positions need to be honest with themselves and just come out and be forward about it.
Oh, that's a tough question. More than just a background check. Mental illness is not only, but there's a lot going on in someone's head that you can't really tell. So I don't think we have technology enough for that today, right? So, but a serious background check, and it can't just be like a couple of months or just going back. You need to go through it, fine comb and everything.